Yo, what's going on, you guys? We have the Deathless Necropolis challenge. So, this is the final Karina's challenge. I don't even know what to call it. The final of the new Karina's challenges that we were finally able to accomplish. Now, if you have every Deathless champion, including Thanos from the Mausoleum, you'll be able to do this. And you can pick any path. But out of all the paths, I decided to go with the one like everyone went with, which is the Titania path, because it's just the easiest, man. I really didn't look into the other ones. This one I think it has to be the easiest. So it's just because it's very straightforward compared to the other ones. I would say it's more straightforward. But in this first Titania fight, man, She-Hulk's gonna carry most of this run. Honestly, you're gonna get your traumas by basic attacks, have a refresh by her throwing her specials, and then you're just gonna rack up the damage with your traumas, and then your special 3 will increase the trauma duration, so you can use that as well. But overall, you'll be fine if you use She-Hulk. You just gain your traumas, and then you gain a grit every time you punish the opponent's special attack because of the synergy that we have with all the Deathless champions. So for this next fight, this is actually a kind of fun fight. Also, I'm highly boosted here this whole run, but all you want to do is throw a special 1. Honestly, I was pretty dumb right here. I thought, it was like 2% of their max health for every soul you have on your special 3, and so I thought this would kill them. But I forgot that there's a damage cap in the Necropolis, which is 2% of their health. So do not do this. I just end up dying. This is a wasted revive. But what you really want to do is, I'll show you guys when I get back in this fight right here. All you really want to do is go for your special 1. Because with the synergy, actually I go back in with Thanos because it doesn't really matter. I actually didn't want to use a revive yet. So actually I just didn't want to use a revive because he was only at like 3%. But you throw a special 1 with Guillotine Deathless, excuse me, and you put a neutralize on the opponent because of the synergy with Thanos, or just like the whole team, the synergy. And it's a pretty long neutralize. You just keep throwing special 1s, and he'll never gain power gains. And you also are like immune to the armor break and cold snap, or it just doesn't apply to you. So you can use, I think other champions are cold snap immune as well, but Guillotine has to be for that fight because she neutralizes, and it's an easy fight. But I mean, these aren't like super quick. I would say this one is actually pretty quick. So for this fight, I would use Deathless Thanos or King Groot. Deathless Thanos can get like an armor shatter and armor break pretty easy. Just whoever you want to use. I just took Deathless Thanos to rank 3, so I decided to use him. For this fight, she just is gonna auto block, and when she auto blocks, she's gonna obviously place plasmas, incinerates on you. But I mean, you can use either, because King Groot Deathless gets a undermine buff on his special 1, or on all of his special attacks. So undermine, it bypasses auto block. I think it might be bugged right now, but I would just use Thanos. If she auto blocks, it's not really a big deal. I mean, you're gonna have her armor shattered for most of the fight when you have your necrotic energy and you throw your heavy attack, so she won't even be able to gain armor ups to auto block you. But if you let her like throw special attacks and hit you and auto block with no armor shatter, she might hurt you a little bit. But this was a solo. I'll go over all like the revive stuff at the end. But for the next fight, you would assume Guillotine Deathless, but actually it was Deathless She-Hulk. So I was looking through MSD stream kind of the whole time when I was doing this, just to guide me. I feel like the first half. But for this fight, same thing. Your special 3s you can place I think it's like it's debilitate. Pretty sure it's called debilitate, and you can have a max of 2 debilitates. They're both indefinite, and they increase your debuff duration. So your traumas will have a higher duration, and once you get those 2 debilitates, all you want to do is just keep knocking him down so his Galactus buff doesn't trigger, and you stack a ton of traumas. He refreshes them because they're more likely to throw special attacks. I think it's when they have traumas, or just like when you're playing Shield, they're just more likely to throw special attacks, I think. So works in her favor, and her special 2 does a ton of damage, ton of burst damage, man. She's probably one of the MVPs for this whole path, not gonna lie. For the next fight, this was, I think this is my first death. The first time I used a revive, I believe. So in this fight, I would just use Deathless Vision. You're gonna be gaining a lot of phases. If you just try to keep your phases up, you know, keep power draining the opponent, which is Captain Britain, and you'll gain your phases, and then they'll be paused for a pretty long time, or long enough for you to get another phase and then another pause. So you'll have a max of 18 Furies, be doing a bit of damage, not like an insane amount really to melt her, but it's a pretty good amount of damage. I mean, that was like 80k special 2. So you also are reverse control immune in this fight, which is nice because she can't reverse control you during her special attacks, which she does do if you don't use a reverse control immune. And with Deathless Vision, you're gonna ignore that, but the problem really comes to like, actually I think I did use a revive, but I skipped like that clip. I just inserted the end. If you get rooted, she has a ton of prowess, and then she can hurt your block a lot. So just try to finish the fight as quickly as possible, and play it safe because she gains a lot of prowess over the fight, but it's fairly straightforward. And in this fight, you are gonna want to use Deathless She-Hulk, but actually in the end you just throw your special ones, because once you should have the, I think it's a Necro, I forget which mastery, but once you have, there's a mastery when you have 8 of any debuffs, they can't gain any power. Like if it's maxed out, I think if the mastery is maxed out or something like that. And so he won't be gaining regen, excuse me if I said power, but yeah, he won't be gaining regen if he has at least 8 debuffs. And then my special one applies a Spectre, which if I have at least one, his regens are just going to get completely reversed, and then the lower his health is, the stronger the regen, so then the more you reverse, and it's just actually a pretty good time. Just don't get neutralized in that fight. So just like don't parry him and stuff. Just try not to parry him, because that'll get you neutralized, and you'll actually take damage from his incinerates and or plasmas. In this fight, Psycho Man, I actually would recommend Deathless Thanos, although it's kind of an annoying fight. All you really need to do is throw your special 3s, honestly, because you can apply an indefinite corrosion passive, and you can apply up to 8 of those, which actually do a nice amount of damage. As you can see, I have 5, and they're doing like 2k each, about 2.3k, I think. So that's actually not too bad, but make sure to do his prompts. That's really about it. You just have to do his prompts, and you'll probably be chilling. But then he's gonna probably root you, because the fight, I mean, you can speed up the fight. I don't know why I got rooted, but I think I was too busy doing his prompts. So yeah, just do his prompts. Honestly, gain like your 8 Furies, but most importantly, just throw your special 3s. Just stack up the passive corrosions, so once you're at 8, it just do like constant damage. And that's the end of the first half of the path. Now for the second half, I took this Apocalypse path. I actually had to learn how to dex his special 2 here, because I did what MSD did. Now KT1 did something different. I just kind of looked at both, so I took different paths here. But just pick whatever path you want. I mean, if you're gonna follow this guide, I went with the Apocalypse path just because of like what MSD did, but this first fight is not that great, and honestly, so the last fight in this like little mini path is Hercules, which is also not that great. But for this fight, he's just gonna gain 4 prowess, so you might get stunned. Just try not to block his basic attacks as much. I don't really know what to do about that. I just try not to block his basic attacks as much, and then his special 2, as you can see the way I dex it, honestly, you take quite a bit of block damage. Like I died just from block damage, so I don't know if I'd actually recommend this mini path, but if you're skilled enough, I guess it could work. I just risk it right here, and it barely works out. But yeah, just dexing his special attacks, because you'll take a lot of block damage, and then be wary of his basic attacks, and just play Thanos like normally. Get whatever damage you want to get up. it doesn't really matter as long as you're doing damage. But this is kind of why the path is sort of worth it. This tiger fight's super easy. Once you have the fear, you just throw a heavy attack, you can't miss, so you will never miss against Tiger, which is one of her nodes. So you just keep throwing your heavy attacks, you can keep punishing your specials, get your debilitates from your special 3, and then get your traumas. So the main thing with She-Hulk in most of this path is her fights, you throw heavy attacks when you can, get your special 3s up first to have your debilitates, to increase your trauma duration if you would like, just to relieve some stress, having the opponent to throw special attacks. I mean, the traumas last long-ish already without the debilitates, but I just like being safe. So, yeah, and then you just stack up your traumas and they die. So, it's only like 51 traumas. I get like almost rooted here, but luckily I just cut off so much damage. She-Hulk was pretty great for that fight. And then this last fight here with Hercules, you gotta like punish him with a heavy attack while he's not stunned. Gotta intercept him. Like the nodes, I can't even explain it. It's like the phases type stuff. So he has multiple phases. MSD was saying how She-Hulk could probably work better, but he used Guillotine Deathless first, so I just thought she would work better. She didn't work too bad. All I did was throw my special ones because in this mini path, there's like these 3 fights. Whenever they dash forward, they gain that little indestructible, and just neutralizing it is nice. I mean, there's not really much of a damage source. You just kind of throw whatever you got with guillotine, and then you gotta get rid of those protections because they're pretty potent. Especially at 3, which I think might be max, but She-Hulk Deathless also works here. I mean, with She-Hulk Deathless, all you gotta do is just build your traumas, really. He's gonna be throwing special attacks, but the problem is, if you get rooted, it sucks. So you can't lose your vengeance charges. But then also, if you take any block damage, he's gonna have that, like, massive burst. So you just gotta, I don't know, man. You just gotta boost up, use your potions. Just make sure you're ready to, like, use a revive, honestly, for this fight. And for the Apocalypse fight. I don't know why I struggled on Apocalypse so much, but he's just a tricky defender. He's not like the trickiest, but he's oddly tricky for me. This fight, though, is, I think it would probably be trickier for the general public. As you can see, I mean, I took a bit of block damage. That heavy attack just killed me. I was trying to intercept. And at this point, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to use whoever here because he's pretty low. And in the last phase, he gains a ton of protections. Like, he gains them, not a ton, he just gains them super quickly. So, like, by throwing special attacks, or by you throwing special attacks. So, you gotta knock him down with your heavies, and just, like, a whole lot of stuff. You can't stun him with Deathless Thanos, because he goes stun immune. So, the Striker will help here, but it's just a lot of, like, protection. It's a tedious fight. I would just recommend... I mean, I almost died here, but I actually have a protection of myself because it's Deathless Thanos, so he's pretty good, man. But once Hercules gets to his immortality, just throw your special 3. It doesn't really matter. It's gonna kill him pretty much. For me, I didn't even get to a special 3. I drained Hercules down to just his immortality, and his immortality ran up before I got to a special 3. So. Yeah, I don't know. For this fight, you just gotta, like, punish him a lot. Do what the node says. Just, like, punishing him with intercepts. Heavy attacks while not stunned. It's a bit tedious, but, man, just lock in, really. You just gotta lock in for that fight. That's all I can really say. This next fight, honestly, Deathless Thanos or King Gru can work here. I saw King Gru with, like, MSD. You just, get your incinerates and armor breaks up. I kind of forget how to. I don't really play King Gru Deathless that much, but he got his armor breaks up and then just got his incinerates and pauses them with a heavy attack with King Gru. For me, I just use Deathless Thanos because I just think he's obviously better and more straightforward to me personally. Just more straightforward, but also the Undermine is bugged, so it wouldn't have worked for this fight. And if I armor shatter him, then he just can't gain his armor ups to auto block, but same rotation with Thanos. Get your Furies, your Corrosions, your special 3 passive Corrosions, your armor breaks, armor shatter. You know, it's just a great time if you can just get that all up. But then King Groot can work because if you apply enough armor breaks, he won't gain armor ups. So I just think that this Thanos works better for now. MSD is just a skilled man, not gonna lie. We all know that though. But for this next fight, we got Dragon Man, which was a boring. The rest of these fights are kind of boring. But all I did here was same thing as usual. I actually only have 1 debilitate. I just tried to be like, okay, I don't need that many debilitates. I just wanted to kill this guy off. You parry like his special hits in case he has a power gain, just to get rid of it. I mean, the power gain isn't that massive. You can also reverse it, I believe, with your special one. And I think it just is reversed in general for some reason. I don't know how. Actually, I have like withers. I don't even know how I put on the withers on him, but it's just a basic Deathless She-Hulk fight, honestly. Just I don't know what to say. It was just a basic fight, and same here. Same here, man. There's no just skill Deathless champion. Honestly, anyone works for like the rest of these fights. For this fight, it's just, I mean, you might gain concussions and like your abilities won't work perfectly every time. But all you gotta do is get your debilitates, get your traumas, and I lost my traumas right there. So I mean, it gives me more time to talk, but I lost all my traumas. Just don't lose your trauma debuffs, man. Like, please don't. It really sucks. That's the first time I lost it, actually, the entire run. I never lost it again because they last pretty long. They do last pretty long. But that's it for that fight, man. A basic Deathless She-Hulk fight. And then this fight can also be done by anyone, really. I just did Guillotine Deathless because she has lifesteal on her awakened ability, I believe, and it's actually pretty good. There's a chance, but it's actually pretty good. And then her neutralize, just like, you know, no buffs for Nova. Actually, I think he might be immune to neutralize or stagger in his nodes, in the nodes or something, but I don't know. I maybe it did work. I can't really tell. I just had Deathless Guillotine alive, I'm pretty sure, and I decided to use her. So for this fight, I mean, I wanted to kill him off with the special 3, but I also wanted to be cautious in case it didn't work. The damage cap is like 2%, so I tried to get him to 2%. I wish she kind of worked like Guillotine 2099, but she's not that OP. She's pretty good though. Actually, I think more fondly of the Deathless champions now. I mean, all of them are rank 2 except for Thanos, which is rank 3. But they're all pretty good, man. They're all actually pretty useful. And I had a fun time in this challenge. But yeah, that special 3 didn't kill him. I think it was just a little bit over 2% or something. But that's gonna do it for the path, man. It was actually fun. But for the Nameless Grandmaster here, anyone works, honestly. All you gotta do is do his like challenges, and then when he is wounded, make sure you try to get that striker up, because then you pause the wounded phase for a little bit, and you get more damage off, which is obviously nice. Whoever does the most damage, honestly, on your team. Like for this first phase, you know, I'll probably parry him, and then just keep knocking him down, like in the corner, till he loses that tactic, or till the tactic gets banned for knockdown, and then I'll just keep parrying him in case he didn't get rid of the parry, and then I'll just throw light attacks, and then I'll just dex until that gets banned, and then he gets wounded. So very simple, very straightforward. You guys have probably done this fight a ton of times, you know. If you're watching this video, you probably did this fight a lot of times, because there have been a lot of completing the Necropolis like challenges. So in the next phase, now it's just like Grandmaster says or whatever. Like it says inflict the damaging effect. Oh, he didn't say Grandmaster says. Oh no. Like okay, whatever, you know. Just don't get 3 tokens of incompetence. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Whatever the red tokens are, just don't get 3 of them. You can get like 1 or 2. It's fine. like right here I cannot inflict a damaging effect, so it's okay. And I just used whoever was alive on my team. But that's it's pretty straightforward. I mean, I can't inflict a damaging effect. He goes wounded anyways because I already went through like all of his. I went through. I don't know how many you need to go through, but I went through the required amount of like Grandmaster says challenges to get him wounded. I just kept going until he gets wounded. I don't really focus on how much I need. Now in this third phase, you cannot use Deathless Vision because if you are reverse control immune, you will get degen, which it just kills you off over time. So I just used Deathless Thanos. Had the most. I think I had to use a team revive here, maybe, or after this attempt. But I was trying to get my striker right there, so close, but so far. So almost at the last phase of the Nameless Grandmaster. It's I mean, it's honestly a fun fight. All you gotta do is save Deathless Vision for the last phase, because then you'll be reverse control immune, and in the last phase you cannot get hurt while you were reverse control immune. So it's completely fine in the last phase. In this third phase, you have to deal with the reverse controls. But in the last phase, it's like every other movement, it's reverse controlled. So it's not great. But this clip, finally, in the last phase, phase 4, knock him down with, I think right there's intercept, special 1, special 2, special 3. So this fight is over, man. This fight is already over. It's just, you know, nothing different than this fight. I mean, honestly, I don't really think it matters who you use as long as they're not reverse control immune in the third phase. But I do die right there with Deathless Vision. Just gotta go back in because actually I think I died like 2 times for some reason. With Deathless Vision, it was in this final phase. I don't know why. I literally don't remember why. I mean, I did most of this challenge yesterday in like, I don't know how long. It didn't take me that long, but I just did it straight. I didn't like take like, really any breaks. But man, it was fun. It wasn't like a giant slog, just like the last few fights kind of were. There's a little bit, but that finishes it for this fight. After I get to my special 3, the rewards are pretty good, man. Obviously, if you complete all 7, we'll have to see. If you complete all the new Karina's challenges, you get some pretty good rewards, which I'm about to get after I use my special 3 here. But I mean, I would just recommend at least having. I think you can do this with all rank 1s, but if you have the resources, I would just rank them up. They're actually useful champions, and I used quite a bit of resources to rank them up. I think I showed in the last video. But yeah, that's it for this fight, man. I mean, you can use rank 1s, I think. I mean, as long as you just boost a lot. I mean, I used boosts, of course. Just have boosts, have revives. And the boost really helped, actually. I mean, it didn't help like too much, but they boosted my attack and health a lot. It was like massive, as you could see. It was massive. But hey, that's it for this challenge. We have the rewards now. We got a dupe on Deathless Thanos, which actually his dupe is pretty good. You actually want to invest SIGs into his dupe. It helps like in battlegrounds and just like starting fights off and like defense, honestly. But Deathless Thanos dupe with 2 7-star basics basically, and then a Legends title right there, tier like 7 or 8 basic, and then this selector, which I'm gonna go with the 7-star version of Maestro. Actually, you know, he's exclusive, man. The Titan Crystal is gonna switch. It might not even be a good Nexus. But yeah, Maestro is, man, that's just, yeah. He's just more exclusive, and I'll use him on defense. So I'm actually going to use all of these SIG stones from the challenge I just got and invest it all into Thanos, man. Like SIG 160, I believe I go to. And he's going to be the top champion in my profile. Look at that. This is with some boost on still, but man, look at that. He still stays at the top of my profile even with a boost off. So I really love that rank up. Gonna go open the 7-star basics right now. But man, he's actually a good champion. Just, it's up to you guys, but I'm gonna have some fun with that rank 3 Thanos. I'm gonna have a video coming out here soon, hopefully. But yeah, he's gonna have some fun. He's gonna be in some cool situations. First crystal is Danny Moonstar. Actually, that's her first time dupe, so I actually like using her. We'll rank her up in the future. She's pretty good for Nick Fury and such. She's actually kind of fun. And this next crystal is also a Danny Moonstar, so that's kind of crazy, but I don't really care. I mean, I'm happy with my new rank ups and such. So I got the Legends title as well from this. You all get it if you do the challenges. And a cool profile picture. But that's not gonna do it for the video. We're gonna go look at the revives and like the statistics in the end. So as for this little infographic, just real quick, I would say that the Worthy Gods one is the easiest challenge because you don't have to go through the whole Necropolis. It's just like half of it. And then the second would probably be the Deathless one, just because me personally, I had them all rank 2 and Thanos rank 3, and they all kind of fit perfectly for each fight. It was not that hard, and actually it was kind of fun. But just because it was a longer, like way longer as the whole Necropolis, I'd say this is a bit harder because it's just time consuming. And for the revives, they're all listed there. So a total of like, I don't know, 10, 11, or like 10 to 15, including team revives. So make of that what you will, but just make sure you bring revives and boosts when you're doing this, because boosts really help with obviously your attack and everything. Just make sure that you can like to show the most attack. So boosts aren't super hard to acquire. It's like event quests and such, but yeah. Do what you will, and this is the infographic, the last challenge of all of these Karina challenges. And yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll be seeing you guys all very soon.